Quantum immortality is a mind-bending concept that emerges from interpretations of quantum mechanics, specifically the many worlds interpretation, MWI. MWI suggests that every possible outcome of a quantum event actually happens, creating a branching effect where each outcome leads to a separate, parallel universe. In short, if you flip a coin, in one universe it lands heads, in another, tails. Both happen, but we only experience one outcome in our current reality. Now, quantum immortality takes this idea and applies it to consciousness and survival, posing the intriguing thought that we might be immortal, at least to ourselves. Imagine a scenario involving a life or death situation, like a dangerous experiment where the probability of survival is slim. In the framework of MWI, there would be multiple universes, one where you survive and others where you don't. If consciousness continues in the branch where you survive, the experience of death is essentially skipped in your perspective. In every life-threatening situation, you might just keep finding yourself in the universe where you survive, regardless of how improbable that might be. To understand this better, think about Schrödinger's cat. In that thought experiment, a cat in a box is in a superposition of being both alive and dead until someone observes it. In the many worlds framework, both the alive and dead versions of the cat exist in separate universes. For a conscious being, quantum immortality posits that you would only experience the branches where you're alive, never directly encountering your own death. So does quantum immortality mean you'll live forever? Not necessarily. It means that in any situation where death is possible, you might keep escaping to the surviving outcome. But this doesn't prevent aging, natural death, or events outside of quantum chance. In principle, if we're always in the surviving branches, we would never experience our own death, but we may continue to experience deterioration, frailty, or mental decline, which doesn't make us invulnerable or eternally youthful. This concept brings philosophical and ethical questions. For example, if you believe in quantum immortality, would it change your approach to risks? Would you take extreme chances thinking you'd always end up in a surviving universe? And even more intriguing, what happens to the people around you in these universes? Are they experiencing a version of reality where you did not survive, while your consciousness continues on its unique path? Critics argue that quantum immortality is a fringe theory and is impossible to test scientifically. After all, we can't observe parallel universes or switch between branches. Moreover, consciousness is still a mystery in science, and some philosophers argue that it may not even have the continuity we assume. Conscious experience might not work in a way that could jump from one reality to another. In short, quantum immortality is a strange, speculative concept born from interpreting the implications of quantum mechanics in ways that challenge our common sense view of life and death. While it may not offer practical immortality or a guarantee against natural death, it opens a doorway into questions about survival, consciousness, and the nature of reality itself. The idea is intriguing but remains speculative, and whether consciousness actually hops between realities when faced with death is still purely hypothetical. Nonetheless, it's a fascinating lens through which we can think about the possibilities of existence, life, and what it might mean to truly live forever.